So for the last few weeks, well, a couple of months anyway, we've all been living under a scenario basically where we're all self-quarantined. There's essential personnel who are out there. You're allowed to go to supermarket, whatnot. But basically a lot of people have been staying home. That's opening up now. And there's going to be from areas, you're going to be able to go from one area to the next, or from one state to the next, depending on where you live, from Virginia to Maryland or DC or what have you, or even within the state, where the rules are different. This is a situation where you've got to improvise, you've got to work together. The primary importance is that the child gets to see and spend time with a visiting parent. It's even more exasperated now because we have situations where parts of one state may be more lenient than parts of another state. Northern Virginia may continue to have rules that Southern Virginia may not. The most important thing is maintaining that the child is safe. And so I would suggest that you follow the rules where the child is residing. For example, there are some places where it's mandatory that you should be wearing masks in public. In some places, it's optional. Well, what if you have a child who is going to go visit with a parent where you don't have to wear masks at all, but the parent where the child is residing primarily does require the child to wear a mask? That's what I'm talking about, where I think everybody's got to give a little in this situation and say, okay, fine, if we go out in public, I will have the child wear a mask because that's what you're doing in your home. And I think it's a little overboard, but I'm going to go along with it because what's most important is that I have time with my child. I would suggest that under all circumstances that you remain and have both parties have contact with the children, whether they be by telephone, whether they be by email, whether they be by whatever you might be using for video conferencing. That video conferencing also comes into situations that we have now and have had for a long time with people who have protective orders. There's a lot of people out there who have protective orders that provides for supervised visitation. Well, the supervisors aren't working right now because there's no face-to-face contact, and there hasn't been for some time. Does that mean the child doesn't have to have any contact with the parent, with the other parent? And I would suggest no. You can do a Zoom or video visitation. Those supervisors that you used to have to go from one place to the next and visit with the child can still be on Zoom and monitor the situation, monitor the communication so that you have the same protections that you had before, but you do have contact with the children and contact with the other parents. So these are questions that we have never had to deal with, and hopefully we'll never have to deal with again. But you've got to use some common sense, and people are going to have to work together about this. There's no rules. You've got to make the rules that work for you and for your child and maintaining that relationship.